Our next entrepreneur comes to us in Massachusetts through a non-traditional route. It's Stefano Caprara.
Caprara, yeah.
Caprara
Yeah.
of Caprara Law.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Caprara Law, yeah. Thanks for having me.
I hope you didn't mind me calling you an entrepreneur.
No, that's a very good description of it, because even though I'm running a law firm and advising entrepreneurs, I am an entrepreneur myself as well. Yeah.
So why don't you tell us about the law firm?
Yeah, Caprara Law is a full-service business law firm, and by full service I mean that we do basically anything from starting up a company to the day-to-day business operations of a company, all the way to the sale or exit of a company. And it really focuses on corporate compliance, writing contracts, negotiating contracts, or doing some M&A work if the assets become available or want to be sold. So, and predominantly I work with entrepreneurs, startups, mid-sized companies, and sometimes nonprofits as well.
Did you work with any law firms in Boston when you first got here?
I did. I worked with a regional firm outside of Boston, the McLean Law Firm. So they're New Hampshire based, and they expanded to Massachusetts. And prior to that, I was up in Canada, in Calgary, Alberta, working predominantly with clients involved in the oil and gas energy business with Bennett Jones.
What are the biggest problems you face with cross-border work?
One of the biggest problems I find is working with international owners who see how things are run in their company. So, for example, I have a couple clients down in South America who have U.S. subsidiaries, and they see how things are structured either in Mexico or Colombia, and they see that things should be a different way here, but don't understand really what the format is here. And
why?
Yeah, and vice versa with me. I mean, I'm not familiar with their laws. So what I try to do is just let them know objectively what I think their risks are, what needs to be done, and then they're in the best position to decide what has to be done on their end. So, yeah. So, and a lot of times I find communication is key. Keeping on top, making sure that these people know that they're being attended to, because you don't see them. They're located outside the country. So a lot of times you want to make sure when they do reach out to you that you respond in a timely fashion and they know you're taking care of them. So,
and how do you get your business?
I would say trusted referral sources. I would say that's been the best. One of the biggest challenges I had starting the law firm about 2 years ago was focusing my attention on establishing contacts in Boston and people I can trust, and vice versa. Once you establish that trust, I find it translates well when they make the referral. They will turn to people they work with and make a strong referral, and you really get past that hurdle of establishing trust, which is key in what I do. Because I represent a lot of closely held companies, this is their life. They run a business that they own. They're the president. They're the CEO, closely held family business.
So someone says to you, is there a lot of difference doing business here versus Canada?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Great question. And from my experience on both sides of the border, generally no. Both countries, I think, have purposely tried to make business somewhat consistent so that through NAFTA and through different cross-border transactions, that people aren't scared away by the difference of legal systems. There are technical differences and specifics that need how to implement certain things correctly, but as far as the overall structure of how people think in a business capacity, it's pretty similar across both borders.
That not all your business is international or in energy, but are you seeing any trends in business right now?
You know what? Being a firm that just started 2 years ago, I do see growth. I do see a lot of clients who are now turning to me for issues on a regular basis. Whereas prior, when a company starts off, they're really selective on when they engage a lawyer because overhead costs are key. They want to make sure cash flow is up. But when you can really establish that relationship and they know you're there as a resource, you're going to be economical to the business. I find that's been developing quicker. And I find clients are a little bit cognizant and looking forward now, at least not dealing with problems immediate, but they're looking 5 years down the road, which is a good sign, at least for the economy, because they're looking at growth and they're looking at 5 years as opposed to just protecting and seeing if they can just withstand the storm. So, although given the market trends, and I read a couple recent articles saying that that there could be something in the future with regards to recessionary things and stuff like that.